This is the 7th and last video in the series about the motor control, and in this video you can see how to make a panel layout based on the components that you already have in your diagrams. When you've placed all your components in your diagrams, as the power diagram and the control circuit diagram, you also want to make panel layout so that you can see whether the components actually fit into the panel. And in the project here, in this template, you have a panel layout page too. Panel layout page is a GRP, as in ground plane. It's a mechanical page, and I intend to print on A4, and that's why the paper size here is A4, whereas the other pages were A3. But this one needs to be true to measure, because all my mechanical components, they need to have the right mechanical measures for this page here. When I make the panel, I might start by adding my mounting plate, and I could do that by simply adding a square here in which I could fit my components. I'm not going to elaborate very much about that one, but simply say this is where I want to have my components. On the other hand, I have this show available window, and when I'm on this mechanical page, when I click it, you can see that I need to save my project. I can see here that this is what my components look like. So in here I can actually see my components. It also means that if I want to place my cues, I can simply go down, click here, and place it in my diagram. I can go down and click Q2. You see, when I take it, it disappears, and like this I could place everything here. If I wanted them to be strictly aligned, I have this magnetic snap here, and in that way it would be fit completely on each other here. So that's one of my mechanical functions I have here. So that means one way, simply select them in the show available window. However, I can also do it in other ways, because if it's a real panel, it might be slightly bigger than that and slightly more components. Instead of that, I have in my right click menu a mechanical load option, and my mechanical load is an option that allows me to load all my components on this page. It takes mechanical symbols from this database field, so if you cannot find anything here, try to see if it's connected to the right database symbol field here. You can load all. I would not recommend that. You could load some, load selected, and in my project here I might say I simply want to have all my minus Q something, so minus Q and then a star, and then I want to have my symbols, all my Q's spaced and aligned, and I might also place them simply as boxes instead of those very elaborate symbols that I had just before. And in this way, click like here, and you see, very simple, a square symbol. All the green ones will not be printed, but the name of the component is here. So that's another possibility you have, just to let you know here. So that means either that one, or you can go in here and say no boxes this time, click here, and you see they're gone here, no cues left. Then I can go in again, mechanical load, and say this time I want all my F's, and click here, click, and all my components will be here. You can deselect here, and then you can see what's left of this panel. One smart thing about this window here, however, is that here I can see all my components in this terminal row. And then if I go in here, right click and say select all, I will get all X1s, and that means U, V, W, 1 and 2. And see, like here, select all, and it will be here, name only once. So in this way it's very easy to make my mechanical page. And again, all those push buttons, they will be in another box because they're external components, so they're not fitted inside this one, but that's another story. On this mechanical page, I also have one last option that I want to show you, and it's in my functions, and it's right below, so you cannot see it, but I have a function called measurement, and measurement gives me an arrow, and measurements are measurements, and you can see it clicks at the corner of this component, and it'll click to the middle or to the end of all lines. And that means I can make a measure from these 2 points. And maybe you don't remember, but my space bar will rotate everything. And that means that this is the measure vertically between those 2 components. I can click, and you see I get my measure here. And again, I can do the same for my terminals. And if it's vertical already, it'll be okay, and it'll be like this. So I have also the possibility to take measures on a page like this. And if I had a small drilling hole here, I could control click here, control click here, and you see this is the distance between 2 control click points on my mounting plate. So this is how you can make a project like this. And just to finish it off, you can see here that if I go in this one, update all lists, you can see that my project now contains a front page. It contains a table of contents with just my chapter titles. Contains a table of contents here, an info page that I didn't write anything on, and then I have my diagrams here that you saw how to make, and my panel layout here, and then I have parts list and components lists and cable list and terminal list that are here, and then some empty lists that I don't need for this project here. So this is how to make a project very easily.